Calories in American Snacks, Contributors to Obesity by Sadie, Kenny, and Madina. Calories, are better known as kilocalories, are a measure of energy from consuming foods and drinks, and an energy people use in physical activity. This is the nutritional definition. The scientific definition states that calorie is an energy required to raise the temperature of 1 liter of water 1 degree centigrade above sea level. Calories are necessary for humans to live, but each individual's body has their own requirements for calorie intake, which depends on gender, age, time dedicated to physical activity, and quality of life, etc. The average man consumes 2,500 calories a day, and the average woman consumes 2,000 calories a day. Macronutrients of food that contribute to calorie count are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. 11.3% of calories consumed by Americans come from fast foods, or better known as junk foods, and these contain empty calories. Empty calories give energy but have little nutritional value. They're most prevalent in these snacks. And they're most commonly associated with solid or saturated fats and processed sugars. Why calories matter. Obesity is generally caused by eating too much and moving too little. In America, the second leading contributor to obesity behind genetics is engineered junk foods or snacks, and these contain a majority of empty calories. Snacks are processed foods that are hard to resist and promote overeating. Most American grocery stores are filled with these items. This contributes to the snacking culture in the United States. Obesity can be the root of many other health issues, including heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Carbohydrates provide 4 calories per gram, proteins provide 4 calories per gram, and fat provides 9 calories per gram, and processed snacks are generally cheaper than unprocessed snacks.
So what are the questions that we're going to be exploring in our presentation? So the first is, what are the typical amounts of calories in one serving among the most popular snacks? The second is, what contributes to a calorie? Third is the relationship between the amount of carbs and the price of a snack. 4, are fats more prevalent in certain types of snacks? And 5, what are the typical colors of packaging of the snacks? So how do we design our experiment? So first we needed to decide what are the most popular snacks in America. And to do this we used Amazon statistics on the top rated food orders in the United States, in addition to a research article from the Business Insiders on America's favorite snacks, and we compiled a list of the 35 most popular snacks to be consumed in the United States. Second, we needed to compile our data set. So using these 35 most popular snacks, we collected data from the nutritional facts on the backs of these boxes from the Ralph's grocery store in Marina del Rey. And in our data set, we included variables such as type, serving size, calories, grams of fats, presence of high fructose corn syrup, milligrams of sodium, grams of carbs, grams of sugar, grams of proteins, price, and color of the package. And then some guidelines for our data collection. Is that we only collected data from the boxes of the normal size. So for example, we didn't use the value size or the family size. Secondly, we only used the original flavor of each of these popular snacks. For example, for the popular snack Goldfish, we only used the original Goldfish rather than the flavor blasted Goldfish. And for Oreos, we used original Oreos rather than double stuffed Oreos. So our first question, what are the typical amounts of calories in a serving of snacks? We use a dot plot to display this data. And 160 calories is the mode of the data set by a little bit. And the graph appears to be slightly skewed left. However, we decided that the mean and median of 133.42 and 140 respectively would be a better measure of the data set. This because data set ranges from 60 to 190 calories for a single serving of snack. And this is important because this means that in a single serving, somebody can reach about 10% of their recommended daily calorie intake. And be sure to consider what these serving sizes are and how often somebody truly sticks to a single serving of a snack. And secondly, what contributes to a calorie? So as we know, carbs, proteins, and fats are what contributes to the makeup of a calorie. And our data correlates with that assumption. So first we have the first graph that you'll see on the far left is the how grams of carbs contribute to a calorie. And so you can see that as the calorie increases by 1, the grams of carb increase by 0.0076 grams. As you move on to the second graph, you see that it's slightly better linearly correlated. As calories increase by 1, the protein increases by 0.0211 grams. And finally, our third graph, how total grams of fat contribute to a calorie, it's clearly the best linear correlation. As the calories increase by 1, grams of fat increase by 0.102 grams.
The next graphical display shows a relationship between the price of snacks and amount of carbs. And you can see the equation of the line and that the regression is negative. So as grams of carb increases by 1 carb, prices decrease by 5 cents. This shows how carbs tend to be a cheaper factor in snacks, and thus it is more obtainable for a majority of the American population. The next graphical display shows how fats are more prevalent in certain types of snacks. So for this we did a box plot, and there appears to be a possible association between fats and certain types of snack. Certain types of snacks have consistent amount of fats. So nuts have the highest amount of fats with a mean of 12.75 grams, and sweets have the lowest amount of fats with a mean of 0.9 gram. The widest range of the amount of fats in types of snack is crackers. And bars and crackers have the highest IQRs. And cookies have the least amount of variability. The next two graphical displays show how there's different types of colors of packaging of the snacks. There's 8 color categories, which is blue, black, brown, green, orange, purple, red, and yellow. And the modal category is blue, which is approximately makes up 37% of the snacks. And the least typical are black, purple, and brown, and they all have the same percentage of 2.86%.
So what do these graphical displays tell us, and what are our conclusions and interpretations of them? So first, our data suggests that carbs, proteins, and fats are the large contributors to the makeup of calories per gram. And this is consistent with other research. Our data set is consistent with other research. Second, the majority of snacks in the data contain 100 calories or more per serving. And as stated, this can make up nearly up to 10% of your daily calorie intake. And the other thing that's really important to consider is how often we're really truly sticking to that serving size. Third, snacks with more carbohydrates are less expensive according to the price versus carbs graph. And this shows how inexpensiveness can attract a majority of customers. And lastly, the majority of popular snacks are brighter in color, and the minority are more muted colors. And this is just an interesting on the advertising side to see like how the snacking culture in United States grocery stores can attract customers to potentially the foods that are more unhealthy for us.